Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Yep, interpret the message as it best resonates. I know that you know that. All right. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the readings. So I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes along with everything else. The reason why is to help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing, to help you see how you are contributing to the undesirable life experiences that are playing out, and so that you have an opportunity to shape shift your situation so you can quantum jump into the reality that you want to experience. That's right, you can do that. Even if you say, my situation is a shit show. A lot of times your situation is a shit show, but it doesn't mean that there's not many different realities that play out at one time. Now, it doesn't mean that your person is automatically going to become that person that you want them to become. However, you can cut the cord. You can cut the karmic cord. You can attract somebody that wants exactly what you want. You can break the karmic cycles that keep you stuck in a place of disempowerment. And that is always how you make a karmic eat their shit that they gave out. So a lot of times we say, well, it always seems that that person never gets the karma. That we see people go from one relationship into another relationship into another relationship, and that they never seem to have to pay the full karmic debt because they wind up with someone that winds up doing it for them. And so we have to understand that, we all play a part in contributing to karma. So sometimes you can be like it taking somebody's karma from them and wind up taking it on as your own. And that's because you get too involved in their life, because again, whatever the reason, usually it's like because it awakens some karmic cycle within inside of you, a karmic pattern of where, you were never rescued. Now here you are being the rescuer, but again, never getting anywhere. It keeps you stuck in the same type of karmic theme. You're not doing it for yourself anymore. You're not a child where you keep trying to do it for yourself, trying to escape from your family or escape from a limited bad situation that you lived through that was traumatic, but you're watching someone else go through it. And so again, when we focus more on other people's lives than our own lives, this is what codependency is. This is usually what attachment is. So again, I feel like there's a little bit of that energy. As I never know why spirit tells me what it does. I feel like though you're connected to somebody that at one time you gave an awful lot to. And this person promised, and you saw their capability. They even proved their capability to you one time. So maybe they owned a business before. Maybe you saw at one time they did really well, but they ran into this rough patch and they needed your help. And so I feel like, again, there's this energy of betrayal. Now, I don't know why I'm feeling that. I don't know why Spirit tells me what it tells me before, but there's a little bit of that energy and we're going to see. Okay, now if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. It's the underlining energy, and it is blame. It is blame. Well, I kind of feel like for obvious reasons, this person stayed away from you because they knew that you were going to blame them. But I feel like that for a long time, this person gaslit you. And because you don't make things easy. Meaning you don't just go along with whatever this person says. You actually have an identity. You actually have like a job that you like, you're connected to people that you're friends with. Like your life is pretty full. I feel like it's not like you never leave your house. And so I feel like this person's normally used to, being with people that they could manipulate. and they could never manipulate you, and you got tired of dealing with this person, so you put them in their place and you walked away. So they got stuck in this energy of like, how dare you blame me for the way that this connection is? You make everything difficult. And they were just really focused on everything that you did. So I believe that they stayed away from you for a really long time because I don't want to hear that it was my fault. B, it's like they were like, I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna say something that like they know that they have a temper because you kept triggering them and you kept triggering them because like you said, I feel like you have boundaries and this person doesn't like to respect your boundaries. They want to be able to come and go as they please. They want to be able to do what they want when they want, and they kind of treated you like property. And so this person deliberately stayed away from you. And so I feel like you got to the point where you were like, I'm not going to be submissive to you. That's what it's all about. This person having control. They didn't want you to have an opinion. They didn't want you to, they want you just to go along with everything. And it's because, again, they didn't really want to do what they should have done to hold on to you. That's number one. Number two, I feel like this person just is really insecure and they tend to they tend to usually go along with the crowd. So I feel like this person's very old fashioned. They're just insecure. They're insecure where, like I said, you standing up for yourself, you having an identity makes this person look at what's missing with inside of them. So I feel like they tend to be very jealous. And funny, because when I was shuffling the cards earlier, the deck fell on the ground, and the one card that fell to my eye was jealousy. And there's a vibe of that because your person sees that you're happy, that you don't need anyone, that you're self-sufficient, and they see that at one time that they could have had the same life, but they didn't know that that was an option per se. I know that that sounds crazy, but maybe they were brought up in a family that was like, you'll get married, you should have a partner, and they pushed that on your person until like more so than you should find who you are. You should become strong with who you are. So nothing satisfies this person. They just don't feel satisfied because I feel like they go along with the crowd. So I feel like this person lives a double life, and I don't know why. I almost feel like they come from a very religious household. So it's like they're going along with those customs, those religions, and I don't feel like you fit in, to be honest with you. So it's like you're a guilty pleasure. You're a guilty pleasure. So, and that's the thing. So when they were with you, you never really felt like they were with you. Like they're distracted, like thinking about something else. I think that for a while you thought that they were thinking about another person. I don't really feel like that. I feel like they always knew that they couldn't be with you. I know I can't be with you. I would love to be with you, but I can't be with you. And so you asking too many questions, you like again going along with what they want makes it easier. Obviously, like you standing up for yourself, you living your life. And if this person isn't religious, they again come from a home or again have a crowd that they hang out with and that live by certain rules, creeds, religions, and they happen to be very prejudiced. They don't think outside the box. This person doesn't really act that way when they connect to you because I believe that they are open-minded, but if you got them around their people, you would see that they go along with the crowd. They're not strong, they're insecure, and that's part of that sheep mentality. So you again being bold, well, it's again, they would be distracted the whole time. They would be thinking about how could you be doing that? Or that doesn't make sense. Again, judging you on every little thing that you do when you think that they're listening, where they're like just never were exposed to somebody that was as independent And even if you were in a relationship with someone at a time, this person saw that you really don't need anyone in your life. And I think that this person, they thought that they were going to get over on you. Okay. They really thought that you were naive. They thought, well, I know that you have a connection with me. So they really thought that they could get what they wanted, which is I could get you to like give me what I want, which is a relationship with passion, but nothing really else. I can't really give you anything else. So they were always like deceiving. And the thing is, I feel like you could read right through that and you question them and they got triggered by it. And I feel like they got triggered by it because in all their relationships, they get told that they don't emotionally give enough, that they don't show up, that they're there, but they're not really there, that they always seem distracted in their connections. And I believe that because it's, again, they were never taught to find their own unique unfoldment process, like go and invest in themselves, to go and see who they are, find out who they are away from this pack or clan or whatever you want to call it. It could be like family, it could be a church, it could be like, again, just this like way of living that I believe created some sort of structure for this person and made them feel safe, but didn't allow them to grow, didn't allow them to really find who they are. And so they live fragmented. They're fragmented. It's like where they've detached from themselves and feel like they can compartmentalize to get their needs met. And here you come along where they have a connection, but here you're going to be verbal. You're going to, again, have standards. You're going to create boundaries. This is triggering for this person because they're not allowed to have any of that. So who are you to ask for it? So again, very defensive, where you're like, okay, you shouldn't be defensive over what I'm asking you. It's like I'm trying to have a conversation with you and ask for the basic things, and you're acting like it's too much. And it was too much because, first of all, you shouldn't have even been there. That's what this person is like thinking in their head, because they're connected to a clan that would never accept you. They only date within that realm, whether it's, again, their family finds people, their church finds people, their friends find people. It's, again, they don't normally. So that's number one. Number two, they're very old-fashioned. So I believe that you shouldn't say anything. You should always be very polite and sugarcoat. And here it is, you're not sugarcoating, you're like really direct. So this person's like horrified, but they're excited and there's a connection. So they have all these different emotions going on. And what you see is like, oh, you're like so defensive over like this, like I'm not allowed to ask a question without you taking offense. Otherwise, you act like you don't give a shit. So it's, again, like acting like you don't want to get involved, like protecting your heart from me. So you give me very little. When realize you know that you should go ahead and take the risk. You know it, but you're going against your intuition. You're, again, say, no, I want to do what's safe. I don't want to challenge myself. I don't want to go against the crowd. It's, again, and then because this person needs the constant attention. They need the constant attention. And part of you, whatever you do, I feel like this person sees that you get a lot of attention. And so I feel like they tend to like be somebody that always like tries to get attention. And that's because they're not real living their real self, right? The real self is when you're living your truth, right? You're working the job that you like, your friends, like you're hanging out with your friends, like you're doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. Now, even if you don't love your job all the time, you're happy with your life. You made your life happy. It's, again, and you have connected to a lot of different people, not just within your clan. You don't have a clan. You have many different relationships. which has made you very different and diversified, where again, that's a challenge to this person because they can't put you in any different category. They've tried, but you get a lot of attention. So now it's again almost triggering for this person that needs attention because they're not living their true self. When we're living our true self, we don't need anything outside of ourselves to feel whole, to feel complete. This person otherwise is like an exhibitionist. They always need the attention on them. They always need it. And so again, you just being a friendly person, being a real person, being like true, like you get a lot of attention. People are just nice. People just talk to you for no reason, and where people don't approach them. And it's because it's an energy that they give off. So again, there's a bit of jealousy there because you're allowed to live real, like your real self. And I don't even know if this person's 100% aware of it. It's again, well, it comes out as like very self-righteous, like judging like others because they don't live the way that they live. And that's how you met this person. Like, again, it's that they're afraid of being judged, they're afraid of being blamed, but they don't have a problem giving it out. You know, like I said, this person lives in the confinements of the illusions of their mind that they created. But the problem is that they do have feelings for you, but the problem also is that you trigger the shit out of them, and you trigger them because you challenge them, because you show them everything that they desire to be, and they're not. So it brings out everything that's not working in their life. And so they can either stay in the confinements of their mind, which is where they want to stay, or they can again step outside the box, their box that they made, the confinements. And that's the thing, this person is afraid. It's like they're angry, you're triggering them because they know what they should do. Our destiny is calling. So again, preparing are underway to take the next step. So this person actually feels like, you know, there is a connection, and if they were going to be with you, they would have to leave behind like that mentality, those people, and a lot of the structures that they've created that make them appear to be safe, solid, and secure. And that might mean, you know, this person may not live the way that you think. They might, again, live with a bunch of people like this family, this clan. They're, again, living out of balance where they're giving way too much energy to these people, giving these people way too much to the point that it just influences them every single day. And so, again, they have feelings for you, but it's not like a lovey-dovey feeling because it's again, you again are triggering them. And so the irony is that they do have like passion towards you. So what's irritating them is what's getting them a lot of anxiety is that they're saying is like, if they're gonna move, they gotta do it now. They gotta move their ass. It's like that's what they know. Because it's like you're moving ahead, you're on your life's path, you're not gonna stick around. This person's not giving you anything. They feel like a suffice enough time has gone by that you would have came back to them. You haven't came back to them because you're not gonna live by some weird like clan mentality. You're gonna be your true self. And that's really, I feel like the spiritual test. The spiritual test is, are you gonna be true to yourself? For you, for this person, it's more like the spiritual test of the universe brought you together for a reason, and that they're discovering what that reason is. Okay, so they're like, I can't let you go, and I don't know why I can't let you go. But it's like, I don't like it though. I don't like this hold that you have on me. I don't like how you make me question. I don't like the fact that I feel like sometimes this person like literally drinks themselves, like smokes too much, just like suppresses their emotions so that they don't have to think about anything. You guys said life was easier before you. And so I've been so grounded all my life. So it's hard for them to trust whatever spiritual elements that there are. And but they can't deny that there is a connection. Again, they just don't understand it. And so this is terrifying again to go against the clan mentality that this person is like they're being challenged. And they're being challenged in a way that they never, spiritual realm. It's like I thought soulmates and twin flames and all that was foo-foo talk, like it was imagination, that it wasn't real. And what they say is like, I guess it's real, but I never really understood it. And what does it mean? Why are you in my life? So them being angry and having all these emotions are normal because spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, brought you into this person's life and them into your life for a reason. And I believe for them, it was to show them again, like you're not living your truth. You're living in order to be accepted by the people that you have in your life, but you've outgrown those people. And if they're real true, people like, is it better to have people in your life that you perceive love you without respect, or would you rather go out, find yourself, make people angry, but then they'll respect you and then form the relationship that you should have with people, because that's really what it comes down to. It's like this person has mad respect for you. It pisses them off though, because they don't have respect for themselves. And so at the end of the day, what they're realizing is I have these people around me as long as I like live as like the court jester, like that I'm like everybody's peasant, then everybody loves me. But I'm not living my true self. And I wanted you to live the way that I'm living, and you're not doing it, and I can't just cut this energy off, and it makes me angry and it's triggering to me. I feel our energy like always merging together as if it has a life of its own. So it's like this person, it feels like you're a soulmate again, that no matter how much time goes by, no matter how many times they try and walk away, no matter how many other people they try and replace you with, they always evolve back to you. They compare everyone to you. It's like that's how they know that this is a spiritual connection. That's how they know that there's even is a spiritual connection, because they're actually living it. They don't know why you're in their life. They just know that like you trigger the shit out of them. You make them look at a lot of things inside of them. I don't believe that this person's very spiritually evolved. They don't put the two and two together. Like, hey, you're my soulmate, so you again show me what needs healing within me. No, instead they're like, you make me feel this way, and you shouldn't, and you don't feel bad about it. And it's like, and you should just go along with what I want. It's like, if you really loved me, you would go along with what I want, because that's the way that I live. I go along with everybody else, the people that I care about. I sacrifice myself. You should sacrifice yourself too. It's like, and what you're like is like, no, that's not what relationships are about. It's like, that's not what it's about. I like to live free. This person wants to live free. It's again, I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. This person again gets very triggered by you. They have feelings, but because you challenge them, because it doesn't make sense when they have a conversation with you and you're asking them questions about why they do what they do, they can't answer. It's like, what are they going to say? Because somebody else told them to? It's that they're grown. They shouldn't be saying that. They shouldn't say, well, I don't want to make other people angry, especially when they don't care about making you angry. So again, to you, they show you this false front, and then to like these people, they're somebody else. But if you were to really see them with the people, you would not want to be with them. And that's what they know. I'm awakening. I know more than I'm letting on. I feel like regardless of whether this person wants to look at themselves or not, the universe has brought you into their life to be like, you know what? You can either keep living asleep and deny yourself and suppress yourself, and then expect every single person that you ever have a connection with that's outside, this clan, this group of people, whether it's your family, whether it's again that church friends, whatever it is, you're gonna continue to like feel empty. It's like you're supposed to have your own ideas, your own beliefs. You're supposed to be your own person. And so this person is awakening to the fact that, that they're not living for themselves, that they actually could be in a relationship that's different. And even though they don't want to look at it, it's because this is going to require them to change. I'm not happy. Karma, behaviors, people, and situations are playing in what's happening with me, and it's hard for me to see a way out. And that's what I said. It's the clan, that clan mentality that keeps this person connected to like their habits, because they have to suppress who they are. And then, all of it, they're suppressing who they are on every single level. And then here it is, you come along, they have a real feeling, a real connection with you. You challenge them because you're not just going to go along with whatever that they say. So it's again, this is why they have so many like different emotions, because they don't know of a way out. It's like, if I leave, who am I? Where am I going? And you're not going to want to just take me in and like fix me, but maybe this person will be walking away with absolutely nothing, So they're like, my identity, my pride, it's almost like, unfortunately, when we live in this clan mentality, when we go against the clan, there's repercussions when you have agreed to, it's like being with a person that you always say yes to, and the one time that you say no, they make that one time like, how could you? They guilt you, they make you feel bad, they manipulate you. Well, that's what this person goes through every single time that they even try to become their own person. And so would really require this person to, they have to walk through the fire, they got to walk through the fear. They have to, choose themselves over anybody. So that's the thing. This person, had a connection with you, but to really be with you, they'd have to like let go of all of that. And they don't know how to. Don't judge this. Just surrender. I know it's triggering, but from a higher perspective, it's clearing energy and bringing us closer together. So really, I feel like they know that they shouldn't judge this connection. And that again, in order for them to get closer to you, which they feel automatically, by the way, they keep trying to replace you, they keep going back. So energetically, this person's connected to you. Physically, they're doing other things to try to get over you. This person judges the situation. It's again, they're going against their intuition. They know that they have to surrender to it in order for them to bring close together. And that would actually clear the lower consciousness of why this person is so insecure, because the irony is that they stay insecure as long as they stay connected to the clan consciousness and going along with what everybody else wants and not what they want. Because what happens then is when we ignore our own intuition, then we're too afraid to listen to it. And that's what actually has happened to this person. So they know that they know what they have to do. But it's this person's inner child is wounded because their parents couldn't respond to them the way that they needed to them. And so this person is reacting from their wounds, where it's, again, they're acting like they can't do anything. They're in this, like I said, in this mentality where I should have realized that it was their inner child wounds. They're probably not connected to their family. They're probably connected to, like, again, a church, or like a group of people, like, and they live in accordance to, like, whatever this group wants. They might work together. Everything is like this, like I said, group mentality, and people form these really codependent relationships when they feel inadequate. And when we feel inadequate, it's mainly because we don't know who we are. We haven't lived enough. We haven't invested enough. And that's what we see with this person. And I feel like that clan allows this person to go out and have flings, and to use people, and to stay in this lower consciousness, as long as they don't stray from that group. And as long as your person doesn't heal, which it doesn't look like they are, because they can't see a way out. They're not trying. They need to heal their inner child wounds, which would actually get to the root of why they're insecure. So that's pretty much what I see. Now, will they ever? And let's see, will they ever? I don't really feel like, I mean, they're uncomfortable. They know what they should do. It's like, I just feel like they need to heal. So I'm not gonna pull a lot. I'm just gonna see, no, no. It's like I said, I feel like they're not gonna do anything. They're gonna stay disengaged. They're gonna stay like act as if they're like not interested. It's either their way or the highway. They're still protecting, that mentality. And they're not budging from it. And I feel like it would be too challenging. So we have to ask, why would you attract a person like this? And ask what are their true feelings for you too? Like, let's see, because I feel like they again are acting like they don't care. But I feel like there's a spiritual connection, and it's again that this person's starting to understand. They try to look for you everywhere, like they try to bump into you. So they still have feelings for you. They're just not going to reach out to you. They almost would be like, oh, I wish that there was a reason that I had to talk to you. So again, not showing, I wonder if you're happy without me. So what I see is a lot of, I said I wouldn't pull a lot, but if we want, so they're happy just staying energetically connected to you, because they're still thinking about you, but I don't see them doing any of the work. So they're staying almost like disassociated, disattached. So they're not really with the clan, because when they're with the clan, they're acting aloof and they're not really present. They're thinking about you. And when they were with you, they were never really thinking about you 100% either, because they were thinking about the clan. So it's almost like this person's never in their body, and they still stay energetically connected to you by being like, I try to bump into you. I hope I will talk to you again. There's a desire for them to talk to you again, but they're not going to go out of their way to do anything, because again, that would require them to break free from this clan mentality. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Let's ask. Gifts. That's a gift. And that what that means is that during the time that you were not with this person, because they weren't giving you, you found your gifts. I believe that you always knew what some of your gifts were, but you had the time to pour into it. I also believe intuition, like I get this again from source, and source is spirit, obviously. So you have a good connection to the higher self, your higher self, which is the God part of self. And I feel like you were able to intuitively access exactly what this person was all about and what you were supposed to learn from it, to be honest with you. I don't believe that this person did anything to you. There was no negative karmic retribution because you passed the test. You were like, you're not giving me anything. You challenge this person. It's like, and you challenge this person to be like, you need to like either like break away from that or be with me. I'm not going to do this surface here for a good time, not a long time type of relationship. I'm not going to do it. And it's because intuitively you knew. And I feel like you, source tells me you're very spiritual, that you have that, and your gifts come from that also. So this might, it was a spiritual connection, but I also believe that you know, used your intuitive guidance and the real hard energy childhood trauma that you had to really clear is shame. Like this person had the potential to shame you. And the reason why is because what we see is that they were never going to change. They were going to stay connected to that clan no matter what, ride or die, my way or the highway. It even said it in the cards, meaning that they knew you challenged them, they have feelings for you. It's again, they never thought that they were going to have feelings. They've been living this way for a long time. This is why it's not easy for them to leave. But shame is again where you wouldn't have honored yourself. So I feel like you grew up in an environment where you might have been shamed for for pretty much nothing. You know, like sometimes we get shamed just for our ideas, the way that we think, the way that we dress, the way that we're different. But again, that was a trauma. And that trauma, like it made you feel bad about yourself. So the universe brought you someone that tried to make you feel bad about yourself, but you're not bad because you have a connection to source, and the source is God. God is unconditional love. And your job is to give and receive of love through your gifts, through your true unique individuality, which by the way is what you're doing, which by the way is what pisses this person off because they're not doing it. So they don't feel whole. If anything, you make this person feel shame. They wanted to make you feel shame, but you didn't feel shame. You integrated that spiritual lesson a long time ago. You know who you are. This person misjudged you. And neglect didn't give you time. So again, obviously, when we're shamed a lot of times, we're seen as bad. And that's how this person made you feel. Just because, you know, you think differently, your ideas are different, but there's an attraction and they're jealous because they secretly wish that they could live as free. You know, they need people to go along with them, my way or the highway. That's so rigid and so such a facade of who this person is. But they need for people to be submissive in order for them to feel like they're whole, like they're important, like what they do is right. But really, they have to heal their inner child wounds. And I feel like this inner child wound for you, you integrated because like when we are neglected and when we are shamed, it's very like low vibrational energy, right? Neglect usually means abandoned and feels again like we're not loved, and shame is seen as if we're bad. So again, being connected to source, well, again, we're unconditional love, we're anything but bad. And our intuition knows exactly what's going on. And really, Spirit said you poured into yourself. You used your psychic abilities to get away from this, your spiritual gifts to get away from this person because you were like, this doesn't feel right. If I can't even ask you a question, you're going to be triggered and be defensive and twist everything around. I'm not even going to go there. That's why this person's so hung up on you. They don't like the way that this ended. They want to run into you. They want to bump into you. They want to see because again, they're prideful, so they're not gonna really, it would just be so much easier for them to bump into you, you know? But truth of the matter is they see they let a good one walk away. So I see that, as much as, and friendship. I hate this card. I always say that because this kid does not look like he's really a friend. It's like friendship, like with the quotes. What's with the quotes? It's like it's not really, it's a frenemy. So I believe that this person portrayed themselves as a friend and they weren't really a friend. They tried to portray themselves as someone that had your best interest. They didn't have your best interest at hand. They have their own best interest at hand. And if you would have been with them, it would have brought shame. Because again, they weren't planning on giving that much because they can't. So again, but it wasn't all bad. It was a spiritual connection that taught you and helped you evolve into the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love, by again connecting you to source, your intuition, and becoming yourself and finding your gift so you can give and receive of love through your free will, through connecting to other like-minded people, and to again just to give of yourself, which emotionally is very healing. That's why they always say to, if you're in a bad way and you're depressed, they tell you to go and like work charity, to give. It helps open up the heart. So by you actually becoming yourself and connecting to other like-minded people, this person feels you leaving them behind. They see that. That's triggering because they can never leave that clan mentality. You can never leave that clan. So again, if you want to know whether they have their karma, they're eating their karma right now because they're seeing you're moving on. You live your best life. You didn't get the karmic retribution. The worst thing that happened here is that you thought that they were someone that they weren't, and then you didn't know why they weren't really, they were with you, but then weren't really with you. You didn't lose anything. I feel like, you may say, well, it's bummed because I really like them. Well, if you're on your path, you'll meet somebody else that, because this person, like I said, was never going to give anything. It's like they stay in a place of shame and they're not happy about it and they're not changing. So being with them would actually eventually put you in a place of shame because you would feel as if you were being used. So I want to like pull two to see, well, is there any spiritual advice? Two from this deck and one from my regular deck. Something's telling me to pick from this deck to see, again, what happens with you after. And what is the spiritual energy that we can integrate to really balance out the energy, because a lot of times, yeah, that's true, we had hope that this person was going to, the person that we were connected to was going to step up and become the best version of themselves, but they don't. And because we've invested emotionally into them, that we're kind of left feeling a little bit empty. So spirit says again, bright horizons. It says, so spirit says, see your own genius. Know who you are. This person was not worth the dirt on your feet. It's like, no offense. It's like they don't do it for themselves. You're doing it for yourself. So the bright horizons, envision your future filled with potential and opportunities. Focus on yourself. Do for yourself. The more that you do, the more doors that will open and that are going to fill you emotionally. That's number one. If you really want to get rid of any karmic residue where you're like, well, I was still gave to this person, I still wanted them to like step it up and be there for me. I still had feelings. Spirit says, put your focus on your future. It's again, you found your gifts. You're already on your path. Things are happening. Find the harmony within. If you're again not still feel that, then there's something missing with inside of you. So it's again, integrate all the facets. And I feel like it's by becoming yourself. You know, part of it, it just hasn't happened. There's always a space between what you reap and what you sow. So you have to be in a place of faith, meaning I believe because I put the energy out there and I did the best that I could, that God will make a way where there is no way just for me, that the universe will conspire to bring me everything that I need to help support me and to put my mind at ease because I did the best that I could do. And this is a co-creation process. So I put my time, my energy, my focus, and my money, all my energies towards creating myself to my future. And this person would just be a thing of the past. And really, like you said, they're eating the karma. And the more that you, like, your life looks better and better and better and better and better, the more anxiety this person gets, the more unhappy they get. Because, hey, they can never go backwards. They saw it is possible to live on your own terms, that you don't need to live by clan mentality, but it takes guts to walk away. And you're going to piss off people when you do what's best for you. But you got to love yourself enough. This person doesn't love themselves enough. That's why they would never be able to love you enough. Where this was a thing where spirit's saying, no, 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 you got to love yourself enough. Otherwise, you'll always stay in a place of shame. When really, it's like, but why? Because the person's neglecting you, pretending that they're like, that this is normal, that this is okay. No, it's not. Put your energy into yourself. You'll find your gifts. And source will make a way where there is no way, because source is the universe. And the universe is inside of you. It's the energy of unconditional love. And with that, we end off with one more card that the universe says goodness. I overcome my imperfections, because this person was a reflection of an imperfection. Polish up your character and feed on the positive. And character is, again, when all emotions are derived from unconditional love. That's when we are in alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of nature, the laws of the universe, because they're all the same thing. Okay. So when we have spiritual blocks of feeling lack and limitation, all that, well, that's when we're not coming from our true self. And so spirit says you still need to, again, evolve a little bit more and allow your goodness to manifest, because you don't even know who you are all the way. And unfortunately, if you don't know who you are, you're going to attract people that either don't know who they are or also don't like who they are. And they don't like who they are because they don't know who they are. So again, spirit saying you have to allow your goodness to manifest and become a source of joy yourself. Meaning, if you still have karmic residue from this person saying, well, I missed them and I wanted them. Spirit saying, well, you don't have enough joy in your life. It's again, and that's through becoming yourself, you find the joy, okay? Through gentleness, I offer unconditional support and understanding and love to yourself first, and then others, yes, others, but through your passion. So spirit says, don't know your worth. You don't know your worth because you need to integrate, okay? You need to integrate all facets of your life, spirit is saying, and that's really about, like I said, so that you can envision the future. Because remember, how do you manifest? Through the thoughts that you think, the emotions that you have. So you have to raise your energy to joy if you want to attract abundance. You can't just envision it. So again, by becoming more of yourself, more doors will open, more opportunities will happen, and you won't be in the same space, like I said. And that is how you reparent yourself from the energies of neglect and shame. And luckily, you had some really good, like, again, found some really good things here, which it was, again, source and gifts. So not all the time do we find our wounds. Sometimes we find our gifts when we go through difficult situations or wind up with a karmic, or you say, why did I wind up with this person? That was the shittiest experience. And the spirit says, yes, but
it brought you to actually investing more in you and finding yourself more. So that's what was the plus, and that's where you found your gifts. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.